Validation. It's something we all seek, often without even realizing it. Whether it's a compliment from a friend, likes on a social media post, or approval from a boss, the desire for validation seems deeply ingrained in us. But why? Why do we crave validation so intensely, and what does it say about us as individuals and as a society? To understand this, we need to look back to our evolutionary past. Early humans survived by living in groups. Being accepted by the group often meant access to resources, protection from predators, and opportunities to reproduce and pass on genes. Rejection, on the other hand, could mean isolation and even death. Seeking validation wasn't just about feeling good, it was about survival. This instinct became hardwired into our brains. Cooperation and group harmony depended on mutual recognition and approval. Those who sought validation and acted in ways that benefited the group were more likely to thrive. Even now, in our modern world, this deeply rooted need for validation persists, although it manifests differently in our day-to-day lives. Validation shapes our identity and sense of self. When someone recognizes or praises us, it reinforces our actions and values. Think about someone who's repeatedly told they're a good listener. That validation helps solidify their identity as a compassionate and empathetic person. Similarly, receiving praise for a skill or achievement can motivate us to further develop that ability, linking validation to personal growth and self-improvement. However, when we rely too much on external validation, it can become a trap. If approval from others is the only way we define ourselves, we risk losing authenticity. We might start tailoring our behavior to gain approval rather than staying true to who we are. The constant chase for validation can create a cycle where our self-worth depends on external opinions, leaving us vulnerable to rejection or criticism. Validation has its benefits. It can motivate us, encouraging us to work harder, improve, and connect with others. When we feel seen and appreciated, it strengthens relationships and builds confidence. A teacher's praise might inspire a student to excel, and a friend's kind words can uplift and reassure us. For many, validation provides the encouragement needed to tackle challenges or take risks. Yet, there's a darker side. When we depend too heavily on external validation, it can lead to stress, anxiety, and even burnout. The constant need for approval creates pressure to perform or conform, sometimes at the expense of our well-being. Social media is a prime example. Platforms are designed to exploit our craving for validation, turning likes, comments, and shares into addictive rewards. This fosters a cycle of dependency that can erode self-esteem and authenticity. Interestingly, our need for validation also serves a functional purpose. It helps us form bonds, learn societal norms, and reinforce behaviors that benefit the group. Validation isn't inherently bad. It's how we use it that matters. The key is balance. Let's zoom into my specific situation. Right now, my anonymity allows me to explore this topic without seeking validation for who I am as a person. You don't know my name, face, or voice, yet I still find value in creating these videos. It's a reminder that validation doesn't always have to come from external applause. It can come from within, from knowing you're contributing something meaningful. Still, the temptation to seek validation is real. Even as I make these videos, I wonder, will people like this? Will they subscribe? Will they engage with the content? These thoughts linger, but I choose to focus on the message rather than the metrics. So, is craving validation good or bad? Like most things, it's about balance. Validation is a tool. It can motivate and connect us, but it shouldn't define us. True self-worth comes from within, not from others' opinions or approval. How do we find this balance? Start by practicing self-validation. Instead of looking outward for approval, ask yourself, am I proud of this? Does this align with my values? When we learn to validate ourselves, external approval becomes a bonus rather than a necessity. It's also worth considering the role validation plays in building our confidence and identity. It's okay to feel proud when someone notices your hard work or appreciates your ideas. But learning to recognize your own value, even without acknowledgement, is where true self-worth lies. Think about how validation shows up in your life. Are you chasing it in ways that help you grow or in ways that hold you back? Let me know in the comments what validation means to you and how you're working to find balance. If this message resonates, hit subscribe and join me in exploring these questions further. Together, we'll keep growing, one step, one idea, and one reveal at a time.